Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing palette number 2. I am going to be doing a series of makeup looks using the new Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection palette. As you would have seen on my previous video, which will be linked down below if you are wanting to watch it, or you can click here and watch it right there, I am doing a series of makeup looks regarding Morphe palette. Now, as I have mentioned in my previous video, the Morphe palette that Jaclyn Hill had created previously was probably one of my most used palettes that I've literally ever bought. So I'm so excited that she has released this Vault collection. And in the next 4 days, I am going to be releasing 4 different videos using each one of the 4 palettes. So this palette that I have created, this really nice mossy, greeny, emeraldy, smoky eye, which I'm like low-key obsessed with. I cannot believe like I actually like this makeup look as much as what I do. Like I have mentioned in the previous video also, I will not really be putting in my full face of glam. I pretty much do that in every single video, and I really just stuck to using the exact same products as what I have used in many of my previous videos. So I am just really sticking to the eye and letting you know what lip color I'm pairing each makeup look with. So if you want to learn how I created this gorgeous green smoky eye makeup look using the Dark Magic Jaclyn Hill Morphe Collection palette, please just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you guys in and just do the eyeshadow just so you guys can see some quick easy palettes. So like I did yesterday, I did the Armed and Gorgeous, and today I'm going to be doing the Dark Magic. So I really want to do a really nice green sort of smoked out makeup look. I really love this eyeshadow palette because I feel like the khaki sort of tones will be really good for spring and also for you guys who are coming into autumn as well. So I'm going to zoom you guys right in and I'm going to start this makeup. I feel like this one is going to be a lot more of a cooler sort of toned eye look. I've been really excited to do the green eyeshadow because I just feel like it's just so nice, especially like if you're wearing all white, and just do it really smoked out and really smoky. So first of all, I'm going to be taking the shade Shh, which is this taupey tone right here. I'm going to buff that in my crease using my Morphe M576 brush. This is a really great brush to use in your crease. I find that it just really gets on in there and doesn't blow out the shadow too much. It really keeps it quite tight in the crease line, which I love. So grabbing the shade Shh, I'm going to load my brush up with that and start buffing this into my crease. So this is a matte shade. Like I mentioned, I've already primed my lids with the Tarte Shape Tape concealer and just used my banana powder over the top. So I'm just going to really start to add a little bit of depth into this crease line and warm that up. Definitely finding this shadow quite a lot harder to blend out than the previous palette's shades. I don't know whether it's the matte shades that are just finding to be really hard to blend, but this is definitely not what you would call an easy seamless blend. I'm feeling like it does look a little bit patchy, considering this is a cooler sort of tone, so I do find sometimes that they can be a little bit harder to blend out, but it is a really nice color though. I actually quite like it. I have been really enjoying the more cooler sort of tones this season. I actually first started getting on the bandwagon when I picked up my Thirsty eyeshadow palette, and I feel like those taupey tones in that palette have been really quite pretty and I love. Then once you are happy with that, I am going to be taking the shade Potion, which is this khaki tone here, and I'm just going to run this into the crease to start to corner and just kind of working my way in through this crease area. Taupe tone is a really great transition into adding this khaki tone in as well. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, this is the 217 MAC brush. This is really, I quite like to go in with this brush after because it is a little bit denser. Finding this one to be a little bit harder to blend out as well. I just seem to be working that little bit harder on these shades than the previous palettes that I've done. So I want that shade to be really worked in all the way through to the inner corner, because this is going to be my lighter transition shade in that corner. I'm not going to be using any of the shimmer colors because I feel like these sort of tones really need to work in to be matte tones. This is such a different makeup look for me. Like, I would never normally do this color, so it's so different for me. Taking again a little bit of shush onto my Morphe brush and just kind of blend these two tones in. It is pretty fun for something different, I have to say. I mean, I like being random, so I would wear this out in public, but I guess if you're someone who isn't really kind of a fan of color, it's probably a really hard palette for you guys to use because there is a lot of like greens and blues and shimmers and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like you don't necessarily realize how you can create a really nice olivey green eye. Like, obviously this isn't something that you would really think about, but I think it's really cool. Then just using just any flat sort of brush. I don't even know who this is by. I think it's Anastasia. Oh no, it's Sephora, but doesn't even, it's like that worn. So I'm going to take the color, which is the real deep forest green. I'm going to take that shade and just pop it onto that inner halo where there is not really much color. I'm just going to run it along my lower lash line and then blend it upwards. Then taking your MAC brush with Potion and just blending these two shades in together again. There is a lot of fallout in this palette, I have to say. Like, look at my finger. So we're definitely lucky that I'm doing my eyeshadow first, that's for sure. And blending those shades in together again. There's a lot of backwards and forwards going on with this look. Making sure you don't go up too high. It's more just for the extra depth, but I'm feeling like this is really quite bluey, so I'm just going to keep going in with the shade Potion and blending it in because that just kind of gives it the illusion of a little bit deeper as well. So once you are happy with the depth of your lid area, I am going to go in and just kind of really smoke out those outer edges. So with my little smaller sort of definer brush, I'm going to go in with the color Mood, which is this deep chocolate brown here, and just kind of deepen up those outer edges where you don't want to make it too much color. Just deepen up. I always like to pat it. I find it just distributes the color a little bit more natural. And then just keeping going in with your color and blending these shades in together. Very moody makeup look. I quite like it actually. Like I said, it's just something that I don't normally do. The only negative thing is like all of this fallout is just insane. Like I can't believe how much is there. Then with the same brush that I took the shade Mood, I'm going to take the color Temptress, and this is the black shade just here, and I'm just going to rub that along the I'm going to rub this along the lash line just to sort of give it that little bit of an extra depth. Just kind of gives it that sultry look to it, and that's just on the outer edge there. I'm going to actually have to use a makeup wipe for this because this is just ridiculous. Like, compared to the other palette, this is crazy. Literally everywhere. Like, look at that. I'm not really going to have any other color on that brush there, but I'm just going to blend this all through together just to sort of marry in all the shades together. Okay, so now I've done this makeup look, I'm going to jump off camera. So now that I've finished my base, I'm going to go in and use the exact same palette as what I've used on my lids, and I'm going to go back in and use my little definer brush, and I'm going to take the shade Mojo, which is the dark chocolate brown, and run that along my inner lash line. To blend that chocolate shade, we're going to go in with this shade Shush and mix a little bit of potion in that, not too much green in there, and just kind of buff out that deeper shade. I really like the way that, see how it's come up and brought up, so it almost looks like you've had a eye lift. I love it when it's like that. Okay, so once that is done, I'm going to brush out my lashes again and just make sure that they're all nice and neat. So now that I've finished my base, I am going to go in and use the exact same palette as what I've used on my lids, and I'm going to go back in and use my little definer brush, and I'm going to take the shade Mojo, which is the dark chocolate brown, and run that along my inner lash line. So I'm just going to really tightly do that. Because we want a really smoked out look. I might zoom you in. So we're going to do that quite tight. You want to be really careful with this eyeshadow because there's a lot of fallout. I love a good smoked out look. And then to just blend that chocolate shade, we're going to go in with this shade Shush and mix a little bit of potion in that, not too much green in there, and just kind of buff out that deeper shade. I really like the way that, see how it's come up and brought up, so it almost looks like you've had a eye lift. I love it when it's like that. Okay, so once that is done, I'm going to brush out my lashes again and just make sure that they're all nice and neat. And just go in with my Revlon Ultra Volume mascara, like the one that I always use. Just do like a light layer on that top extensions and then really coat my lower lash line. And to finish this look, I'm just going to go in with the shade Poof, which is this light neutral shade. It doesn't, for what I can tell, it's very matte, but that's okay because this is matte. And I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, I actually love this color. It's a very fleshy sort of tone, which is nice because it doesn't make it look too intense. And to be honest, I really like this for an inner corner color because I'm not really into shimmers. So this is like something really pretty for something a little bit different. So now that we've done that, I'm going to go in and do a nude lip. I feel like this eyeshadow is quite intense, so I don't really want to do anything too dramatic. So for my trusty liquid lip, I'm going to be using my Jeffree Star shade in Mannequin, and I'm not going to overline them. I don't want my lips to stand out too much, so I'm just going to coat my lips with this. And just to set my face, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay Quick Fix setting spray. I love this one because it really hydrates my skin. Okay guys, and that comes to the end of the tutorial. I hope that you guys really enjoyed watching this video. It's just a quick, easy toot just so you guys can see what you can create with each different palette if you were to choose to buy all four. I highly recommend the bundle. I feel like it's a great value and it's an awesome amount of shades that you can recreate different makeup looks. And yeah, this eyeshadow color is really not at all something that I would ever do, but honestly I would actually really wear this out, and I think that this would look so good coming into spring or even coming into autumn. It just has that really nice, deep, rich tone to it by giving it that little bit of extra color. I feel like it also makes my green eyes pop as well. And yeah, I have to say though, there are a few shades in the palette that I found were a little bit harder to blend out than say her original palette. Otherwise, it was more or less pretty easy to use, and I feel like the colors are really pigmented and quite vibrant. So I'm really happy with the way that it has come up on my skin and the way that it has blended out. It definitely has a great range of colors, so I highly recommend it. But yeah, if you guys want to watch my first video, I'll have it linked down below, or you can watch it just here. But otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. And if you are not subscribed to my online family, please make sure you do. I like to try and upload at least 2 videos a week, and I love when you guys let me know what it is that you guys want to see, so you can link it down below. If you are not subscribed to my online family, please make sure you do. The red bell button is right next to it, so you can be notified every single time I post a video. And as always, all my social media links are down below, so you can come past and say hello to me over there. But until next time, I will see you in volume 3 of this next series. Bye!
Floating away with you.